Yeah, I'm John D. Graham.
Alejandro Escovedo.
Javier Escovedo, Sagittarius.
Denny DeGorio, Aquarius.
You just got off the stage.
Yep.
How'd the set go?
I thought it went beautifully. I thought we were playing really well. The crowd was awesome. We had a great crowd. And then we had we had one more song to play. And Ray, our drummer, Ray Washam, split his finger, or his thumb, I guess. Actually, it happened like a few songs before that.
Yeah. Blood everywhere. It was dramatic
really
as
bad.
hell.
Yeah, so...
I don't know when.
It's not a rock show unless somebody's bleeding. And we had a rock
we
show.
had a Russian. And then he taped it up, and we played a couple more songs. But he said at that point he just got up and said, "I'm done. I can't play." It was pretty bad.
Wow. Does he know even how it happened, or just in the
I
moment?
think he, just blisters and whatever.
Intensity.
Yeah.
He's a fury. He's a fury when he's playing.
Because we've been rehearsing a lot.
Yeah.
So he's been playing a lot, but it just seems like today it must have. I think I'm blaming it on the humidity.
I'm saying it was the intensity of the rock and roll. We were rocking so hard, his hands
The
exploded.
intensity of the moment.
He reached a pinnacle of rock.
I think he did.
And
He
the
rocked
blood
so hard.
in his
Burst.
hand. Yeah.
His fingers just split open. Amazing.
He literally cranked it to 11.
Yes.
Yeah.
He received the stigmata.
Oh, yeah.
Were there any tracks you played today that you hadn't played together in a long time?
No.
Dedication.
Well, Dedication's
Yeah.
a new
Oh,
song.
We
yeah.
got a couple new ones.
From the new EP.
Yeah.
Right.
Gypsy Sun.
Dedication and Gypsy Sun.
Those two.
Those songs came about from the Kickstarter campaign earlier
Right.
this year.
Right.
That's true.
Which congratulations on the success of that campaign. I know that they're difficult to put together.
We bought a lot of stock. We're very wealthy now. Let's keep it up with our portfolios. It's
Yeah.
a full-time job.
Diversity, that's the thing.
Thank you so much out there.
Twitter stuff.
All you contributors, thank you.
To get your fans behind it in that way, though, to help make them feel a bit of ownership over it as well, it's an interesting way to be able to include your fans in that process.
Well, I mean, we've always included the fans in the process, though. I mean, to the point of letting them come on stage and play guitar sometimes. So it's really a small step from that to letting them pay for the record.
Well, remember, we also had a lot of people doing T-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
My friend Stella. And
Yeah.
me and,
Yeah.
Our first T-shirts. Our first record was actually financed by Waterloo Records.
Wow, I forgot.
They financed our first recording. Remember that?
Yeah.
And so they were really behind us. So this community, this group of people at the time that we, were a young band playing, was a great time in Austin, And all those people now, they own Waterloo Records. They've gone on to become program directors of radio stations and stuff. So it's still in the family, right?
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I think that the Kickstarter is a perfect example.
It's family.
It's good.
So you've released the EP, and where do you go from here? What's next for you?
Well, we're gonna do some recordings, I think, and see where it goes from there.
Hopefully, we're going to get together and write some new material, do some more recording, put it out. Hopefully, more live shows, and conquer the world, basically.
We're just going to keep gathering speed like the juggernaut that we are.
Yeah, that's a good way.
I just want to break even. That's all. No, we're. I think that.
There's a T-shirt in that.
Yeah. I think what Javier said was true. We're going to write songs together. I think I noticed as we were playing more and more and more, especially the last few days where we had long rehearsals, for hours, that we were getting more comfortable, starting to jam a little bit, do some stuff like that. So there's stuff there. It's just a matter. We just need to corral it in.
It's the same chemistry, only better.
But I think for us it was important to do the shows where we went back to our old material and relearned that even. That took a while. It's not as easy as it seems. You kind of got it, especially because all of these guys have been playing music this whole time their own music, right, with their own careers, myself included. You know, you've got this whole, you know, they got albums and albums and albums of songs, right? They've been singing all this stuff. Now we go back to another 20-something songs.
Yeah.
It's a lot. To me, it's a lot. I don't know.
No, it is a lot. But you know what's funny is how, like, everything that I've written since The Believers, it's informed by this, like by what we started, right? And so it's like, in a way, it makes it easier, like coming back and playing The Believers stuff, because it's like, oh yeah, this is where it started.
Right. Yeah, I know for me, like when we first started Believers, Javier had all the songs. He came to Austin he took a big chance. I mean, he moved from LA to Austin, came on a Greyhound bus. He had a guitar without a case and I think like a carry-on bag.
Yeah.
Like a little bag with his clothes. And that was it. You know.
Now he's
And
got
we
a
started.
case.
And now he's got a case. It only took 35 years, but we finally bought him a case. But you know, he came here with nothing. But we started with, like, you know, real primitive life, right?
Yeah. And you know,
And then I learned how to write songs in The True Believer.
That's
what I was getting.
Same
at.
here.
That's where I learned everything I do now is a result of having been in The True Believers.
Same here.
So, you know, it's an important thing for us.
From the shows you know playing at ACL to going back to your first show, was it last year? Was that when that first show happened? That's sort of the catalyst for everything.
Yeah.
It must be this incredible experience to kind of look like really reflect on that period of your lives.
Well,
Absolutely.
it was pretty amazing. I mean, the thing about it was that we got back together for the right reason,
Yeah, now you're talking.
which was, you know, to honor a friend of ours and a person that we worked with. And that was a big part of our story, you know, and our formation and everything, and us getting out on the road and doing it, which is where we made our reputation, was on the road. So, you know, so there was a very good feeling there to start with. And so I think that's why it's been kind of successful, you know, within the band, you know, because we're here for the right reason, which is mainly, you know, just the music and initially for Brand. So it was cool.
It seemed to it brought back, as we saw it, like I was talking today, it suddenly dawned on me when we were on stage, how young we were when we first started doing this, right?
Puppies.
Yeah, we were so young, and you know, I remember the first time we had a reunion was when Ryko Disc decided to put out we had a record that was not released, right? It was a great record, and so Ryko put a twofer together where they put both albums on one disc set. And I remember we played at the Opera House, a place that's no longer functioning here in Austin, but it was Willie Nelson's place, right? And we went out on stage. We were playing with Morphine, man. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Morphine, and who we loved, you know, and they were on the same label, right? So we go out, and I remember looking out over the audience, and it was really emotional because there was our whole lives. I mean, honestly, I could see Portland, I could see New York, I could see St. Louis, Kansas City. It went on and on and on. But it was right before, so I remember at one point we went on tour. We were touring so much, man. Somebody was taking photographs, and when they came back, they had all kind of like dissolved on each other.
Denny.
Yeah. And there was like a montage of the whole thing, and that's what this was like.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. So I get the same feeling now, though, looking out and seeing all the old faces. There's a lot of new faces now, though, which is cool. Like today, there's a whole new group of people.
So if it's in its first incarnation, True Believers was your education. It was the school you went through to kind of become the artist you are today. What is it now? How would you describe the period that you're in now?
Well, it's a celebration of, you know, what the first band was, and it's, you know, an accumulation of all of our separate careers, and there's a lot of, you know, experience there that I think together it's more powerful, actually, and so we bring that out on stage.
That's exactly right.
No, I mean, exactly. You know what it is for me? It's like, the chemistry hasn't changed at all. We still work together the same way that we always work together, but we're all individually bringing so much fucking more to the table now that the chemistry's the same, but the elements are a lot bigger and more powerful.
I remember when we made our first record, right? We were so ignorant as to how to make records. We didn't know how to make records, and we had a great producer. We had Jim Dickinson, right? It was the first time he'd come back from Mississippi, or Alabama, Mississippi.
No.
And he came back, and that was the first record he did, right? He came out of his retirement. But we made, from start to finish, that record took 7 days or 9 days, something like that.
At the most.
At the most. And pre-production was giving him a ride to the studio from the airport, basically, right?
Yeah, talking about
talking about
that's one that goes really fast.
We really love that Big Star album
we
made, and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we didn't know how to do anything, and we're listening to our record going, why does it sound so little? I mean, it sounded tiny to us because we were hearing big things.
He never saw us live.
Yeah, he never saw us live, so he didn't know the live part of it.
And we were known as a live band.
Yeah.
And so he didn't know how to capture that.
Yeah.
Because
Although
he'd
I
never
will
seen
say,
it. I mean, it's not his
some
fault.
of it.
No,
I
I
go
know.
back and I listen to like the hard version of Hard Road on that record. It's pretty.
The songs were great.
Yeah.
The songs were great. We had great songs. We just didn't, for whatever reason. So the second record, we got another producer, and the record sounded completely different. This guy had done the Georgia Satellites, so it had more of that kind of feel. But it was funky. So we're
I
glad
like where
we're
we're at
here.
now.
Yeah, it's much better. We're better now. We are.
I have to leave it on this note, and that's Australia. Are there any plans to tour our part of the world?
We would love to go to Australia.
I want to go to Byron's Bay, so
The
yeah.
Bluesfest?
Give us a call. We'll be there.
Drop us a line. We will come like that.
No, we would. I'd love
Send
to
us
go.
a fax.
Get on the pages.
Yeah.
That's it.
We're on MySpace.
Is that a cricket?
Yeah, right. Well, thank you.